For people to accept you, you must to make them happy. You must make their heart glad with you. That's what Bible says something, and I love it. It says, for the gift of a man creates room in the heart. That means even where you are not accepted, where you are not loved, where you are not accommodated, when you learn to give out gift, when they say gift, you're not talking about just buying something for the person. That creating that atmosphere of pleasing, it's a gift. It creates room in the heart for the person. And when a room is created in a man's heart for you, that means you are going to have a place to be accepted in a man's life. So a lot of things which are happening to you, you see, a lot of people come to God, and when I listen to their story, I realize that no. And that is one of the things that informed me to do this video. So the third stipulation from the law of harmony says that everything that pleases is accepted. So if it is not pleasing, it is not acceptable. It will not be accepted. Even your own child that you give birth to, your children, those who are not pleasing unto you, you don't want to, you always have problem with them. This is a natural fact. And a smart and intelligent child always wants to please the father so that he will have favor from the father, so the father will accept him. So this is how it works. This is how it works. Now, the fourth stipulation from the law of harmony, which is the first law I'm treating of the universe, only love, the fourth one says that only love can transform a beast into a human being. Only love can transform a beast into a human being. That means the only energy within manifest creation, within this universal realm, that can make a person behave like a person is love. And that is why one of the first virtues I tell people to practice is unconditional love. Well, it is unconditional love. You see, with love, with the vibration of love, you can turn a man's heart whichever way it please. And through love, people can now be, listen, you can meet somebody who is a mean person, who is a vagabond, who is a rascal. Give the person all the negative terminologies you could ever give that person. If you can show the person love, the person will change. And that's why there's somebody who is very violent, very rude, and very arrogant, and very stubborn, and very chaotic. But when he sees or she sees the person he or she loves, no matter how annoying the person is, he will calm down. That is how it works. That's the power of love. It is only love that can turn a beast into a human being. And that's why somebody, out of love, can tame a wild animal. I remember my father once told me that it doesn't matter how much he's annoying, even with my mother. He told me, I said, no matter how much he's annoyed, even with his own wife, anytime he's annoyed and sitting there, he sees me coming, and he sees my car coming, he sees me on this road coming, his anger, everything naturally vanishes just by seeing me. He told my brothers and everybody. So because of that, if my mom needs something, or he says something, my father is pissed off or something like that, he will come and go talk to my father. But he knows that he can't say no. Even if he wants to say no, he will say it in a way that will be pleasing. That is the power of love. When the person is so annoyed and the beast of the person has come out, and the beast is beyond control and he's devouring and destroying everything, when he sees the person or she sees the person she loves, that beast inside naturally begins to tame down. This is how the law of the universe operates. And this operates on the first law we call the law of harmony. Haven't you get so much annoyed and offended and you wish you could kill a human being? Everybody talks and you don't want to listen. And just one person comes and talks to you, calm down. And it's like, you become so powerless. That is the power of love. Because the person that tells you calm down is possessing certain frequency that is able to calm you down. That power is called love. When I'm talking about love, I'm not talking about this kind of romantic kind of love we are talking about. We are talking about divine access of vibrational frequency that has the ability to tame all things down. And that is why we need to practice more unconditional love virtue, and we grow in that unconditional love virtue so that no matter where you go, wherever you are, you can tame and control situations. So a lot of people know me. If they have problem with issues with people and all those things, they'll just come to home. People, if doesn't know me, there is this guy I met who he's a truck driver. They call him Dangote. He's a truck driver who used to carry cement to my site. I don't know what he saw, and he had a problem with his landlord, and there was a misunderstanding, and where his business was, there was a misunderstanding and all those things. And I've met him not quite long, but of all the people he has known over the years, he called me that bra Fred. I said, what is this? He said, "The bra." So, well, like usual of me, I'm always down to earth and easy. So he said he wanted to come. I said, "No, don't worry, I'll come, no problem." So I picked Trotro, and I went to him. So he got up, so then he told me all the situations that this is. So he wants me to go with the man, but he doesn't know. But something inside tells him that when I go, the man will accept him. The man will forgive him and calm down. I said, what makes him think that? I said, he doesn't know. I said, why doesn't he see the man's past? I said, no, it feels like I should go with him. That's okay. If that's what you feel, let's go. So we went, sat with the man. The man was furious, blah, blah. I was quiet. I was watching the man. I was quiet. I didn't talk. The man spoke, but he won't allow. He should go back to his brother. I don't continue. He doesn't like untruthful people, blah, blah, blah. So the man spoke, and I told the man that, okay, fine, you are well. What you said is well and right. But A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. And I said, for the fact that I put in my mouth, he has decided never to rent out the place to the gentleman again. But once I've said that thing, he should go do A, B, C, D. Then he should come back again. He will think about it. Still, the guy was begging. I told him, no, let's go. He has given you, let's go. So when on our way, when we were going, I told him, like, you know what, the man will give it to him. But there's nothing that I put my mouth in that never works. The following day, around 2 p.m., he called me that the man called him himself, said that he has forgotten about everything, but he should come and take it. That is the power of love. Because love is a level of vibrational frequency that you have to raise your consciousness to. And once you are within that sphere, you can radiate and bring peace. And the beast in the person, no matter how wild that beast is, when you exhibit or you extend that love, the beast in the person will calm down. So it takes only love to reconcile people. It takes only love to cause somebody to forgive and forget. It takes only love to make somebody who is furious and angry let go of his anger. If somebody wants to really swallow and kill a person, but with love, you talk to the person said, there's a situation that came out about a year and a half ago. I don't want to mention names. And the wife really want to swallow this guy. He want to really disintegrate the guy. Want to just tear the guy into pieces and destroy everything the guy has ever built. So one day I was there. The guy is my friend. One day I was there. I had an intuition that I should talk to the girl. So I called the girl. I said, I know, I'll come there. She should hold on with every plan that she has. I'll come around. So I went there, spoke with the girl and everything. And the beast in her, that vibration, negative vibration frequency, that she decided to disorganize this, tear the guy apart and disrupt the guy. Everything naturally went back. And she told me point blank that a lot of people have spoken to her. She has disagreed. Pastors and deacons and all that talking to her. But as soon as she began hearing my voice, it said something fall on her heart like cold water. And she didn't know what. She became powerless. And every zeal and anger within her vanished. And she had to accept what I told her. So this is how it happens. You get the whole thing. So when you grow in love, when you go in vibrational frequency in terms of love, you have the ability to tame the beast in people. So you need to understand that we need to develop love. And that's why it's one of the first conditions I give people that live in unconditional love, so that you develop your love frequency, so that you can be able to tame the beast around that. Now the fifth stipulation that comes from the law of harmony says that it is only understanding that can avoid destruction. If you are in a relationship, you don't have understanding about the relationship, your relationship will be destroyed. If you are in a business, you have no understanding about the business, the business will be destroyed. And a lot of people's lives are in jeopardy and in destruction because they lack understanding. People come for consultation and they will tell me that, oh, Mr. Mensah, you know something? I was having problem with my wife. I was having problem with my kids. And after I listened to your video on elements and all those things, I now understood why. And now there is peace. Yes. If it's not for that video, maybe that person would have lost his or her marriage. Somebody comes to me and says, I didn't know because of that, this happened. But if only I knew earlier, that wouldn't happen. So it is only understanding that has the ability to avoid destruction. That is why Bible tells you that in all you're getting, get what? Understanding. That's what the Bible says it. In all you're getting, get understanding. Because when you have understanding, you have enough knowledge to be able to handle situations. That situation will not get to the level of destruction. So understanding is key. Anything that you want to do, anything that you're about to do that you want to be successful, it could be marriage, it could be business, it could be partnership, it could be anything. Child upbringing, giving birth, raising family, everything, you must have understanding. If you don't have understanding about anything that you do, it will destroy. So understanding is key. And a lot of marriages are going into destruction because they don't have understanding. They have no understanding of their partner. They don't understand when their partner is acting in a particular way or is acting in a different way. They don't understand why they are acting the way they are acting. Then they begin to react because, as I told you, the first law, the actions bring about reactions, and the reactions returns back to the actor. So since the partner is acting in a way that he doesn't understand it, he begins to react. And as he or she begins to react, the reactions returns back to the partner, and then there is chaos. And that chaos leads to destruction. So once we have understanding of what you are doing, destruction is barely brought to the barely minimal or absent. So the fifth law that stipulates from the law of harmony in this universal existence is that we must have understanding of everything that we do. So in all thy getting, get understanding. Now, the sixth law of harmony says that we must control situations, not be controlled by them. We must develop ourselves that we control situations, and so that situations don't control us. If we give situations to control us, we'll be very pitiful. And how do we control situations? The only way we can control situations is to realize ourselves, to develop our full potential. And that is why we are coming out with a course, personal development, and then people want the self-realization. From there, you qualify to... Because if you don't develop your personality to be able to control your emotions, to be able to control your intellect, to be able to control your senses, the situations externally will control you. And when external situations control you, you never can say, what they are mobile. So we must develop our personality, we must develop ourselves to be able to control situations. When you get home and your husband is doing something or is saying something that is going to create confusion, you should know exactly what to say and what to do. You should know when to keep quiet and when not to keep quiet. You should know when to react and how to react and where to react. By so doing, you create a situation where you can control the situation. When you cannot control a situation, we say that the situation has gone out of hand. That means it's like a car that it has screwed off the road. So we must develop ourselves and the only way we can control situation is to be able to listen from our intuitive faculty. And these things I'm talking about is the problem of a lot of people in this world. And because they don't know what is causing that, they attribute it to some witchcraft or to some spell or to some juju somewhere or some. It is the problem. You see, let me tell you something. If you have understanding, if you can control situation, if you have love and all these things can be controlled naturally. Even if it's a spell or witchcraft or whatever it is, it's evil which is working against it, can be brought under control. Because knowledge is power. And knowing the truth is the truth that is the only thing that can liberate you from your predicament and troubles. And the issue is that the things that you don't know are the things that are destroying you, not the things that you know. So your ignorance is your destroyer. That is why you have to seek understanding. Because without understanding, you will be destroyed. With knowledge, you have understanding. With knowingness, you have understanding. And once you have understanding, you can affect destruction. So your ignorance, the things that you don't know are the things that will be destroying you, which is the fifth stipulation of the law of harmony. Now the last one we are talking about, but not the least, is the best teacher is learning by example. The best teacher is learning by example. So what am I trying to say by this last stipulation law of harmony? Is that whatever I am telling you, if you want to find out the truth, live it as a life of an example. Begin to put it to practice. When I'm lying, you will know. And if I'm telling you the truth, you will know. That is why at the Way Network, we say that we don't make you believe. Don't believe me. Just put to practice what I tell you. Because we want people to have a first-hand experience. And when you have a first-hand experience of whatever we teach you, then you know that it is truth. So your best teacher is not me. Your best teacher is putting into practice and making example of the things that we have told you. We are only telling you things. To get your teacher is yourself. And yourself is your teacher. And the only way yourself will teach you is by putting things to practice and going through the example. Then you learn your own wisdom. Then you also become a teacher and a guide. So the best teacher is learning from examples. These are the 7 stipulations that come from the law of harmony. That if we can imitate it or apply it in our everyday life, we are going to see a lot of drastic changes in our life. Then you will get to know that a lot of things that are happening to you. You are moving from spiritual person to spiritual person, doing forecast and doing palmistry and doing astrology. It is neither here nor there. Let's try a bet. Start, if you see an area within your space which is not in coordination, start applying some of these laws. Get used to these laws. Start applying them in your life. Start applying them in your relationship. Start applying them in your friendship. Start applying them in your partnership. Start applying them in your workplaces. Start applying them. The universe will begin to rally its energy behind you. Because these are universal laws. And anybody that lives by this law, the universe backs the person. But if the universe doesn't back the person, then the universe becomes a liar. These are universal laws. Now we are going to look at certain effects that we derive when we violate these laws. And then you will understand why the things are happening in your life the way they are happening. And you know that a lot of things that are happening in your life is no devil nowhere doing it. It's your own violation of the natural law. I'm not saying there's no devil. We believe there's a negative energy, a destructive energy somewhere, which has been given different kinds of name and different kinds of identity. Some call it Satan, some call it devil, some call it Lucifer, some call it demon. Whatever name they give to it, it's a destructive energy somewhere. They exist. They are doing their own thing. But I am telling you, based on experience, there are a lot of things which we act on based on ignorance. It's happening to us based on lack of understanding, based on ignorance. And actually, I can even tell you that these energies, these destructive energies, also take advantage of our ignorance to exploit us. What you are aware, they cannot use it against you. But the things that you are not aware and you don't know are the things that they use against you. That is why they will do something against you. And when you get somebody who knows and is aware and gives you the remedy, you apply it and then they leave you alone. So they derive their power from your ignorance. And that is why in all thy seeking, seek knowledge and understanding. So now let's look at the effects of violating some of these, not this first law that we are talking about, which is the law of harmony, which I've given you 7 stipulated areas of this law. That first one is stipulates that everything that is sent out acts, reacts, and returns back to you. 2, everything that is attacked would defend itself. So anything you attack, that thing would defend itself. 3, everything that pleases is accepted. So anybody you please or anything, anybody that pleases you would accept. So if you don't want to accept somebody when the person begins to please you, you have to be alert. Because if you are not alert and the person pleases you, you naturally will accept that person. You see? So you can apply the laws both ways. You can apply it to your advantage and you can apply it to the disadvantage of another, but always apply it to your advantage, not to the disadvantage of another person, because you live in a world of collective love consciousness. Now, fourth one, only love can transform the beast into a person. Fifth stipulation says that only understanding avoids destruction. Sixth says that you must control situations, not be controlled by them. And the seventh stipulation says that what? The best teacher is learning by example. Now, when you violate these laws, what are some of the effects? And I know a lot of us violate this law. So let's look at some of the effects that we have. The first effect we have is psychological ailments. This is the first. When you begin to violate this law, then you have stress. So you begin to have problem with your husband by not applying the law of harmony in your house. The first effect it has on you is you're going to have psychological ailments. Stress and depression begins to set in. Psychologically, you become ill. You cannot think right. You cannot think straight because things are not falling apart. Things are falling apart. Things are not falling in place. You cannot think right. You cannot think straight. That is psychological ailment. 2, you are going to have relationship problems. When I say relationship problems, I'm not talking about marriage. I'm talking about relationship. It could be brother relationship, brother-sister relationship, husband-wife relationship, husband-father relationship, father-mother relationship, mother-son relationship, friendship, friend-friend relationship. Once you don't keep these laws, you're going to have relationship problems. So assess. You realize that because you are not aware of these laws, you're having problems with your relationships. You are going to have distrust. You're going to have fear. You're going to have isolation. It goes to a time you'll be isolated because nobody wants to accept you. You understand? Because your ways are, when you keep on, the people around you, you keep on not pleasing the people around you, it gets to a time everybody will go away and to be left with you alone. Then you're going to have individualism. Now everything will be about only you and you yourself. Then loneliness. When individuality sets in, loneliness will set in. But nobody wants to come around you. When loneliness sets in, then sadness will set in. Then psychological issues, as I talk, depression will set in. When depression sets in, you become so agitating, always fighting with people because you are depressed. A depressed person is always picking quarrel with anybody for no reason because of his depression. So you'll be fighting with people at random. Then you gradually begin to develop a lack of communication because you will not be able to communicate with people well again. Then you become disunity. You become disorganized. You are not well organized. You will not be in the unit that you are supposed to be in the person. Then you begin to have traumas. That means the thing is going worse and worse and worse. Then when you begin to have traumas, then psychiatric hospital is going to come in. A psychologist will come in, and then from traumas, then you're going to have a whole lot of complexes. A whole lot of complexes will come in. And these are the things you begin to experience in your life when you begin to violate the law that governs the universe. And this is just the first law we are talking about. We have about 12 mutable laws of the universe. And the first one we have treated, which is the law of harmony. So please, take time, try to apply these laws in your life. Try to make sure that you keep these laws alongside the virtues which I've given, which I will take time to treat these virtues, take them one after the other and treat them. The virtue of unconditional love, the virtue of compassion, the virtue of forgiveness, the virtue of non-judgmentalism, the virtue of humbleness, the virtue of forgiveness, and the virtue of truthfulness. Try to keep this virtue whilst you keep the laws of the universe. When you keep the laws of the universe would naturally and always will be at your defense. That people will think they are taking advantage of you, but at the long run, at the end of the show, you realize that the universe will vindicate you and will glorify you. This is truth unadulterated. So I leave you with this first universe. I thought we could do 2, but I'm a little bit exhausted. So we'll continue. I told you it's going to come in episodes. So take this first. Let's assimilate it step by step, gradually, gradually. But this one that you have, begin to implement them. Take critical analysis of it. Write them on the doors of your heart. Write them on your tablet, the tablets of your mind. Let it be with sink into the very core of your third eye, your pineal gland, and live your life with them. Let it be part of your emotion. Be aware and walk in that awareness and existence. You will come and testify, and thank me later. You understand? And then when you get that liberation, then you also pay it forward. Don't come back and give me anything. Pay it forward. Tell somebody, for that person to tell another person. You understand? So please, this is what I leave you with. I hope that the universe will find grace and you'll find favor with the universe, and the universe will guide you to find the right path that will liberate both your soul, spirit, and body. At the end of the day, when you finish with your task on earth, you ascend in peace and in tranquility. May the universe guide you, and may you be stay blessed. Thank you so much.